PvP has always been kind of wonky when it came to Minecraft. It wasn't like other games with stuff like knockback, CPS mattering, and overall, the game just wasn't built for player versus player combat. However, if you thought that normal Minecraft PvP was weird, that was nothing compared to what happened when version 1.9 was released. And I'm not talking about weapon cooldown. When Mojang released Minecraft version 1.9, they inadvertently created one of the most overpowered PvP meta Minecraft, or any other multiplayer game for that matter, had ever seen. Crystal PvP. This extremely overpowered PvP technique had the ability to kill an opponent with full protection 4 diamond armor in less than a second if done right, but it had some downsides. The problem is that the end crystal deals explosion damage. It's like an extremely powerful TNT explosion, meaning that you could kill someone, but then you would die. It's suicide. So at the moment, it was just really expensive, glorified bed bombing. Also, keep in mind that end crystals aren't cheap to craft. They require a gas tier, some obsidian, and glass. Nonetheless, they were still used on 2B2T as a suicide technique because totems of undying weren't a thing yet, meaning that there was no defense. They always killed. November 11th, 2016. A duplication glitch goes public, sending the entire server into panic. This is the 1111 dupe. It is the most famous of all the dupes on 2B2T because it is the first one to have gone public since the thousands of new players that joined due to the Camping Rushers video. People dupe normal things like armor and tools, however, they also duped end crystals, finally making them a viable PvP method. But wait, weren't they suicide? Well, not exactly. People figured out that end crystals kill a player immediately if it is placed on the same level as the target, making them able to instantly kill an opponent while you survive, no matter the level of gear. The problem was that before the dupe, people didn't really have enough end crystals to have real battles, hence why they were used as a suicide tactic. But after this dupe, they did. However, fights were very quick and the element of surprise still played a major role, as if the enemy could just get one crystal off without the target noticing, it was game over. But this would all change. November 28th, 2016. The server restarts and takes a bit longer than usual to go back online. When people try to log back on, they get an error message saying outdated client, update to 1.11. That's right, the server updated to version 1.11, patching the 1111 dupe and making it useless. For those of you that don't know, the 1111 update was the adventure update. It had some cool things like shulker boxes, which were nice for carrying items, and observers, which were great for redstoners. But the item that had the most impact by far to the 2B2T community was the Totem of Undying. If you had one of these in your offhand, you could survive a full blast from an end crystal. And with hacks like AutoTotem, you could have a few in your inventory and they would automatically put one into your offhand if one got used, making the suicide tactic useless, and meaning that end crystal fights were now a contest of skill, not whoever got the first crystal off. Just one small issue. They were really rare. Even with hacks, it took a while just to get a few. And since a dupe just kind of happened, there wouldn't be one for a while. March of 2017, a mere 4 months after the 1111 dupe. Kinarana leaks a new dupe, even more efficient than the 1111 one, and with the introduction of shulker boxes in 1.11, people were duping shulker boxes of end crystals and totems. And this brought a whole new age to crystal PvP. Fights are not like the ones you would see today. Also, around this time, hack clients were developing crystal ore modules on their programs that would automatically place end crystals in the perfect spot and at the perfect speed for maximum damage to your opponent and minimum damage to you. And to this day, it's still a race to see which hack client has just the perfect settings for crystal PvP. However, that's not to say that it's all about the client and the settings. As a matter of fact, placing crystals is only a small part of crystal PvP. Strategies, movement, and many other hacks come into play. Here, let's list a few. Auto Obsidian. This is one of the first hacks that you want to keep on if you plan on doing crystal PvP. If you have Obsidian in your hotbar and you enable this hack, it will place Obsidian all around you, preventing people from placing a crystal on the level that you are standing. Burrow. This is one of the most interesting hacks out there. For context, the majority of a crystal fight is spent in holes in the ground made out of unexplodable blocks like obsidian or bedrock. Sometimes players want to get into your block to use a sword, or to break the block next to you and crystal you. However, if you use it on Burrow, it glitches you inside of an ender chest, so now, when they try to go into your block, their feet are exposed and you could pop a few of their totems. Strafe. If you want to move into someone else's block or move out of a certain area, you have to move fast and with control. That's where Strafe comes in. If you just sprint jump normally, there's a bit of a delay before you land and jump again. Strafe gets rid of that, making you go faster. Strafe also gives you more control over your movements as opposed to normal Minecraft movement. Packetfly. Packetfly is kind of a weird hack. On some servers it allows you to fly through blocks, and on others you can't use it at all. 2B2G has a bit of a mix. You can fly up and to the side slowly, but you can't go through blocks. This can come in handy in specific situations where you need to float across a certain area, and on other servers where you can fly through blocks, it is extremely overpowered as seen here. AutoTrap. This hack encases your target with Obsidian and is very useful for a common strategy. Basically, you trap your opponent, then break the block next to them and turn on your crystal aura, and depending on your ping, you're usually able to get a few crystals off, popping a few totems before they are able to replace the Obsidian. So as you can see, crystal PvP has had quite a history on 2B2T and Anarchy servers in general, and overall is a pretty cool and creative method for defeating an opponent. Anyway, if you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe. We're almost at 100 subs, so it would really mean a lot. Alright, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!